Elizabeth Salewsky with the Chronicles, and we're going to talk about what's in a word. And today we're going to talk about armbands! What is an armband? Well, let's discuss that first. An armband is the number that identifies your dog. So the catalogs that are dispersed at each show and all the results online, those numbers are marked at who won. You look at the number and it pulls up the registered name of the dog or bitch next to that number. So for example, we have number 18. Number 18 is registered to Sherlock Homebody. He's been around. So when people see number 18 and they look up in the catalog, oh, that's registered to Sherlock Homebody. That must be out of the Sherlock Homebody's line. That's what the numbers do. They identify the dogs in the class. The other thing that the armbands do when you go in the ring is they are your driver's license, essentially, when you are getting pulled over by the popo. Or it's like your passport when you're trying to fly across the country. The armband gets you into an area that no one else is allowed to go at that time. But that is because you're supposed to be there and you are permitted to be there because you're registered with the show properly. You have the proper armband and dog. And that is how they keep track at the shows of the dogs. The next thing is when you go up to the ring stored, I will say some of these procedures are changing because of whatever. So you want to check with each show how they are dispersing the armbands because they want to limit contact. On a regular basis, you would go to the ring store and you would say, may I please have number blah, blah, blah. So I want number 18. She gives me number 18. I've got my dog here that I'm showing and he's registered to number 18. And I wait for my class to be called. On the armbands, this one's in a little plastic baggie. You'll have the number. You'll have the dog class sometimes. It'll be printed on the top of it. And sometimes if there's a sponsor for the show, it'll have the sponsor's name written. So like right there it should say Chronicles for this, I guess, right? So that is your armband. Your armband is going to go on the side that your dog is on. It's going to go on the left side. Typically, what most people use are rubber bands. This is not a rubber band. This is a hair tie. But it's the best I could do. Because I haven't been to a show in so long, I don't have rubber bands at my house. I always relied on taking them off my wrist when I got home and throwing them on the counter. I don't have any, so I have to use a hair tie. So you put your rubber band on your arm, and then you're going to take your number. In this case, we'll use number 19. And we're going to put our number on. Just like that. And we want to make sure the number is visible to the judge, the handlers in the ring, and the spectators on the side of the ring. You don't know who's watching your dog. They might really like your dog and they want to look at your number so they can match it to the catalog and see whose kennel it's out of, and maybe they're interested in your program. So numbers they're very important. And always making sure that you have the correct number is important as well. The other ways you can put numbers on that I've seen is people can clip them on their arm. So you can use some type of clip and clip it on your outfit like that. But this one's a little dramatic. They make these cute little pins that you can put through your shirt and you can pin the number on, and it's on this little plastic covered sheet so if it rains it doesn't get ruined. And then when your bait's in it and the steak's soaking through and your number gets all crumpled up and it looks like this when you're in the ring and they ask what you were doing and it's like, sorry, it's from the steak. Lastly, when you're like me and you have 3 or 4, sometimes 5 dogs that you are taking to the same ring, you've got to be fluent with your armbands and make sure they are with the dogs that are going to be shown. So if I'm showing all the dogs in a class, I will leave all the armbands on my arm, but have them in the order of each class they go in. When I come out, I take that armband off and I give the dog and that armband to whoever is helping hold dogs for me. That way, when we all decide to go back in for winners, if I'm eligible to go back in for winners for these classes, whoever has that dog already has the armband, and we can make it a quick process to get back in the ring. So, what's in a word? Armband. I don't know how else to explain it. It is the identification of your dog at that particular show, and it's very important. So have a great 4th of July. Have a great holiday, and peace, love, and Chronicles. We are working on our next scene. Love you guys. Bye.